I used to think family was the one thing you could lean on when the world turned sharp. That's what I told myself anyway. As I scrubbed dishes in my cramped kitchen, the faucet dripping like a metronome. My name's Elena Marquez, and at 42, I thought I'd seen enough of life to know what betrayal looked like. But nothing could have prepared me for the truth hiding behind my sister's smile. Stick around, and I'll tell you how I lost everything I loved and found the strength to take it back. Don't forget to subscribe and share where you're watching from. My days were a treadmill of routine. Wake up at 5 a.m., pack a lunch for my daughter Sophia, head to the diner where I waitressed for 12-hour shifts. The tips were barely enough to cover rent on our little house in San Pedro, California, but I made it work. Sophia was 16, all fire and dreams, with her sketchbooks and band posters plastered across her room. She was my reason to keep going, even when my bones ached and my heart felt hollow. My sister Rosa lived a few blocks away, in a house that gleamed like it belonged in a magazine. Rosa was the successful one, real estate agent, perfect hair, always a step ahead. She dropped by with takeout or clothes for Sophia, acting like my guardian angel. I was grateful, too grateful. It started small, the cracks I didn't see. Rosa would linger after dinner, her manicured nails tapping the table as she asked about Sophia's grades or my bills. "You're stretched thin, Elena," she'd say, her voice smooth as silk. "Let me help." I thought she meant it. She'd take Sophia shopping, pay for art supplies, even offered to cover a month's rent when I was short. But there was always a price I couldn't name. A glance, a sigh, the way she'd correct me in front of Sophia, like I was a child who'd spilled her milk. I brushed it off. Family's messy, right? You forgive, you move on. Then Sophia started pulling away. She'd snap at me over nothing. Burnt toast, a late pickup from school. Her eyes, once so open, turned guarded. One night, I found her texting furiously, her door cracked open. "Who's that?" I asked, trying to keep it light. She slammed her phone down. "It's Aunt Rosa, okay? She gets me." My stomach twisted, but I didn't push. I told myself it was just teenage rebellion, that Rosa was just being the cool aunt. But deep down, I felt it, a shadow creeping into my home. It was a Tuesday when the truth hit me like a freight train. I'd come home early, my shift cut short because the diner was dead. The house was quiet, too quiet, except for voices drifting from Sophia's room. I crept closer, my sneakers silent on the worn carpet. Rosa's voice, low and sharp, sliced through the air. "Your mom's holding you back, Sophia. She's too tired, too broke. You could live with me, go to better school, have a real future." My heart stopped. I leaned against the wall, dizzy, as Sophia's voice trembled back. "But she's my mom." Rosa laughed, cold and quick. "And I'm the one who's actually here for you." I don't remember moving, but suddenly I was in the doorway, my hands shaking. "Get out," I said, my voice barely a whisper. Rosa's head snapped up, her eyes narrowing like a cat caught in a trap. "Elena, you're overreacting," she said, standing, smoothing her blouse. Sophia's face crumpled, tears spilling as she clutched her sketchbook. "Mom, I didn't—" I cut her off, my eyes locked on Rosa. "You don't get to steal my daughter." Rosa smirked, grabbing her purse. "You're drowning, Elena. I'm just offering her a lifeboat." She brushed past me, her perfume choking the air, and left without another word. The silence after was worse than any scream. Sophia sobbed, curling into herself on the bed. I wanted to hold her, but my legs wouldn't move. I sank to the floor, my back against her doorframe, and stared at the faded family photo on her nightstand. Me, Sophia, Rosa, smiling like nothing could break us. How had I been so blind? Rosa hadn't been helping me. She'd been dismantling me, piece by piece, turning my own daughter against me. And I'd let her. For days, I was a ghost in my own life. I'd go to work, smile at customers, come home and cook dinner, but it was all mechanical. Sophia barely spoke, her door always closed. I'd lie awake at night, replaying Rosa's words, wondering if she was right. Was I failing Sophia? Was I too broken to be her mother? The shame was a weight I couldn't shake, heavier than any bill or late notice. But then I found it, Sophia's sketchbook, left open on the kitchen table. A drawing of me, my face tired but fierce, surrounded by flames. Underneath, in her messy scrawl, "Mom, you're stronger than you think." That drawing was a spark. It lit something inside me I thought had died years ago. I wasn't going to let Rosa win. Not my daughter, not my life. The next morning, I sat Sophia down at our chipped kitchen table. The sun slanted through the window, catching the dust in the air. "I messed up," I said, my voice steady. "I let Rosa come between us, and I'm sorry, but I'm here and I'm fighting for you." Sophia's eyes welled up, but she nodded. "I didn't want to hurt you, Mom, did I just?" I felt lost. We talked for hours, raw and real, piecing together the trust Rosa had tried to shatter. Confronting Rosa was harder. I drove to her house, my hands gripping the wheel, so tight my knuckles ached. She opened the door, her smile practiced, like she'd been expecting me. "Elena, let's not be dramatic," she started, but I held up a hand. "You don't get to talk. You tried to take my daughter, to make me feel like nothing, but I see you now." Her face hardened, but I didn't flinch. "Stay away from us," I said, and walked away, my heart pounding, but my head high that I didn't need her apologies, I needed her gone. Rebuilding wasn't easy. "Sophia," and I started small, movie nights, art projects, honest talks about her dreams and my fears that I took on extra shifts, enrolled in night classes for a bookkeeping certificate, climbed my way toward a better job. Every step felt like defiance, like proof I wasn't the failure Rosa wanted me to believe I was. We weren't perfect, but we were ours again. Now I sit on my porch most evenings, Sophia sketching beside me, the sunset painting the sky in pinks and golds. I'm not the woman I was a year ago, letting life happen to me. I'm Elena Marquez, and I broke the cycle that tried to break me. If my story resonates, share yours in the comments. Your voice matters. Subscribe, and let's keep telling the stories that need to be heard.